Hey there, fellow road traveler. Welcome. I'm John the Mouse. I have been in the trucking industry for over 20 years. I have been sharing different sites along the way and will continue to tell you my raw stories, expert tips, and must-know insights for your home and business to keep you rolling. Learn the ins and outs of heavy machinery, master road conditions, and drive alongside the different trucking lifestyle. Whether you're a driver, traveler, gearhead, or just love the cheese of the matter, gear up and let's travel this great highway together. Hey there, fellow traveler. Ever caught yourself staring at an old caboose, wondering about the engineering marvels and the stories packed into its red walls? Today I'm inviting you personally to climb aboard the Great Northern X259 Caboose, a rolling masterpiece of the railroad history. This isn't just a train car, it's a testament to the craftsmanship of the people's grit who powered America's railways. So settle into a cupola and let's dive deep into the technical details, history, and legacy of this incredible caboose. By the end, you'll feel like you've engineered it yourself. Ready? Let's roll. Let's kick things off with the nuts and bolts of the Great Northern X259 Caboose. It was built with others in a series, X250 to X270, in the Great Northern Railway's St. Cloud, Minnesota shops between August 1941 to October 1951. From what information I could find, I believe it was built in June 1948. The series X198 to X309, it was notable for having the same floor plan, same window arrangement, and the same external dimensions, indicating to me that they had a standardized approach to their construction. This 30-foot steel caboose was your office, your lookout, your home on wheels. Picture a bustling shop in the 1940s where skilled carpenters and metalworkers crafted these cabooses with precision, using tongue and groove white pine siding for the inside body and a robust steel underframe for strength. The X259 measures 25 feet 2 inches long over the car body, 22 feet and 6 inches between the truck centers, and 38 feet and 6 inches length over the coupler pull faces, 9 feet 8 inches wide, and 14 feet 9 inches tall from rail to cupola's roof. It tips the scale around 41,000 to 50,000 pounds. Light enough for maneuverability, but sturdy enough to handle the Great Northern's rugged routes from St. Paul to Seattle. Its full-width cupola was a raised platform, was a game changer, offering a 360-degree view for crew members to monitor the train for issues like overheating axles or derailed cars. The caboose's vibrant red paint had lead-based pigments for durability. As we know now, that might not have been the best thing, but at that time it ensured the caboose had a long-term visibility across snowy prairies or foggy valleys. The X259 was equipped with standard AAR Type E couplers and Westinghouse AB air brakes for improved stopping power. Caboose could integrate seamlessly with all other freight train cars of that time. Imagine being a crew member perched in a cupola, standing for or scanning for problems while the caboose sways gently back and forth like you're on the high seas. Now let's trace the X259's journey through time. Born in the St. Cloud shops, this caboose was part of the Great Northern's X series. The Great Northern was founded by a Canadian-born turned American, James J. Hill. We will get more into him in another video. The company spanned 8,368 miles by the 1920s, and the cabooses like the X259 were critical for tasks like track maintenance, hauling ballast, or supporting work trains. Technically, the X259 was built for versatility. Its steel underframe distributed the weight evenly across its four axles, reducing track wear. The caboose rode on Bendor swing motion trucks, 33-inch wheels, and an underside mounted toolbox. The ends of the cars were outfitted with steel handrails, brakes, and handrails. With 5x9-inch solid journal bearings designed to absorb shocks on uneven tracks. Inside it featured a compact workspace, a small desk for logging train movements, toilets, lockers for personal items for the workers, and multiple bunks for rest during long shifts. A 65-gallon oil tank fueled a cook stove for heat, while a 15-gallon water tank supported basic crew needs. Picture X259 trudging through a North Dakota blizzard, its crew huddled around the stove, keeping the railway alive. March 2nd, 1970, the Great Northern Railroad merged with the Northern Pacific Railway, Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad, Spokane, Portland, and Seattle Railway, into the Burlington Northern Railroad. The X259 Caboose then was renumbered to the BN 11287. Cabooses began to be phased out in the 1980s as electronic monitoring systems such as the end of train device, ETDs. These electronic monitoring systems got more common in use, limiting the caboose and its crew from the payroll. The X259 Caboose found a new home after losing its main job. It was donated to the Great Northern Railway Historical Society, GNRHS, on October 27, 1985. Then it found itself getting maintained and placed at the Dakota County Fairgrounds in Farmington, Minnesota. X259 Caboose next stop along its journey was September 4th, 2003, when it was transferred to the Northern Lights Model Railroad Association and Museum, the NLMRA, in East Grand Forks. After a locomotive, the 462 number 2153, was given to the city of East Grand Forks, Minnesota. in trade for that caboose. Then in 2000, the city donated the locomotive to the MTM and was moved to St. Paul in 2002. The locomotive has been restored and moved into the roundhouse. The Beltrami County Historical Society and Northern Iron Horse Model Railroad Society stepped in for the caboose's next journey. In January 2024, they raised about $20,000 to move the X259 to the History Center in Bemidji, craning it onto tracks for permanent display along the Great Northern Depot in Bemidji, Minnesota. This is James J. Hill's last commissioned depot. In January of 1913, it celebrated its grand opening by replacing the first Great Northern Depot, a wooden structure built in 1898. This group of volunteers are determined in preserving this historical integrity. This caboose's journey from active service to a cherished artifact is a story of endurance, like a trusty tool passed down through the generations. Let's get under the hood, or rather under its frame, of the X259. The Great Northern's St. Cloud shops built this caboose with a hybrid design, a steel wooden superstructure atop a steel underframe, balancing cost, weight, and durability. The underframe, typically a 3/8-inch steel plate with I-beam reinforcements, provide a rigid backbone capable of withstanding dynamic loads up to 80,000 pounds in work train service. The X259's exterior used plate steel with wood interior, a critical feature for the Northwest's harsh winters. The full-width cupola, a hallmark of Great Northern's early cabooses, was framed with oak for strength and featured 18 by 24-inch windows, allowing crew members to monitor both sides of the train without exposure to the elements. Think of it like a cockpit for the train's rear guard. Mechanically, the X259, the 33-inch steel wheels mounted on solid steel bearings that required regular lubrication to prevent overheating. The job of the crew performed at every stop. Inside, the layout was efficient for what they needed at the time. The 10 by 8 foot main cabin area included the wood stove or oil stove vented through a roof chimney, maintaining a temperature above 50 degrees Fahrenheit, even in sub-zero conditions. A 3 by 5 foot desk doubled as a dining table, and lockers stored lanterns, flags, and extra track tools. The X59 design was a masterclass in form meeting function, like a Swiss Army knife for the rails. The X259 story didn't end when its wheels stopped rolling. As cabooses were retired in the 1960s and 1970s, many were sold to short line railroads or private owners. While Pacific records for cabooses sales are scarce, some were transferred to the Minnesota Transfer Railway for yard service, requiring minimum modifications due to its robust design. Some of them might have served as offices or displays before preservation. Its steel underframe made it a prime candidate for relocation. Most, like the Caboose, was moved to Bemidji, involved the process of a heavy-duty flatbed truck and cranes to lift them to their new home. Restoring the Caboose is a labor of love. Volunteers replaced rotten wood, reapplied lead-free red paint to match the original hue, and restored the cupola's windows to their 1940s clarity. Technical challenges include sourcing authentic hardware and replicating the original Barber truck leaf springs. Preserve structural integrity while maintaining its historic look. Today, the 259 stands in Bemidji as a living museum, inviting you to explore its engineering up close and personal. Why does an almost century-old caboose like the X259 matter to you? It's more than just a relic. It is a masterclass in engineering and a window into the lives of the railroad workers. Every rivet, every plank tells a story of a crew member who kept the trains running on time, often in brutal conditions. The X259's design, its steel frame, swinging motion trucks, and reflects the ingenuity of the era when railroads were America's arteries. At that time, moving 90% of the nation's freight. Preserving the X259 isn't just about saving wood and steel. It's about honoring the people who built and operate it. In Bemidji, volunteers have ensured its 41,000-pound plus caboose will inspire future generations. Think of it as restoring a classic car. Every polished bolt reconnects us to the past. You can be part of this legacy. Visit a local railroad museum, volunteer for a restoration project, or simply share this X259 story. Its engineering and history are a reminder that with care and curiosity, we can keep the spirit of the rails alive. And there we are, my friends. The Great Northern X259 Caboose. History from its St. Cloud birth to its Bemidji present home. We've explored its steel frame, Barber trucks, and the crew who called it home. I hope you're as amazed as I am by its engineering and story. If you're ever in Bemidji, step inside the X259's cupola, feel its history, and imagine the rails stretching out before you. What's your favorite train or caboose? Check out the Great Northern Railway Historical Society or visit Bemidji to see the X259 in person. Keep exploring, keep learning, and let's keep the rails rolling together. See you down the tracks. I truly appreciate you spending time with us today. Thank you for watching. I would love to see you as part of the John the Mouse University. I can't wait to see you there. Here's a few videos you might enjoy. Thanks again. Until we meet again.